Definitely my family wanted me to explore our options. It's not like in our family, I'm in a family of doctors. I'm doctor number 12. So my father was proud of me, but it's kind of expected. US is great, UK is great, golf may be great, you'll earn a lot of money. But sometimes you're always working for someone else there. Not everyone, some people are very entrepreneurial. My biggest dream and goal right now is to continue to develop the hospital and to build a great institution. Coimbatore is not just a textile city, we're an entrepreneur city, we're an engineering city. Do I have like things where I would say, oh my God, my father moved me all the way from US to Coimbatore? I think that one thing is that we can be our own candle, and that candle can help a lot of people and bring them back to the light.
On July 1st, we celebrate National Doctors' Day in India, and on this momentous occasion, we are taking a look at the lives of many doctors in Coimbatore. KMCH is one of the most reputed leading private hospitals in Coimbatore, and today, right now, we are going to look into the lives, the cheerful moments of Dr. Arun and Palaniswami, the Executive Director of KMCH. Dr. Arun, you are one of the most youngest and reputed doctors Coimbatore has known today. We want to know a little bit of you for this Doctor's Day, sir. So tell us, were you born in the US or were you born here and you went early to the US? About that, please.
I was born in the US. I grew up there till about 7th standard. Around that time, my father started raising money to help build KMCH Coimbatore. So I came from here in from 7th standard to 12th standard. I was here and stayed in school, a Coimbatorian during that time.
So you had both educations from the Western country, part of the world, and also in India also. Which do you think is the most cheerful, funniest and happiest moment, sir, for you?
I'm a little bit old school Indian exams. So when I went to school, I don't think any of the young people, I feel so old now saying young people, but during those are the times when we have to recite our numbers and we recite word for word from the textbooks. And that's when they used to take the scale and used to beat you on the hand until it broke. So funny and cheerfulness, I think I would probably say US, because I came in the tension time, 10th, 11th, 12th India, and under a much stricter time then. But it was still lots of fun in school. So I don't think you can, there's both are completely different experiences.
Were your father specific that you definitely have to become a doctor, or was he telling you to explore your options?
Definitely my family wanted me to explore our options. That said, I come from a family where our grandparents are farmers. My father was doctors, and when we moved to US, I grew up in a family where everyone was a doctor or engineer. So there was a joke in our family that you can be anything you want in life as long as it's a doctor or engineer. So we always kind of had a huge interest in our education. That was what we were taught that we had to invest in. So I originally, if you would believe it or not, I wanted to be, a pilot when I was very tiny. Then I got glasses, and then I realized I couldn't become a jet fighter pilot anymore. And then I said, okay, I'm going to build the planes. But I think when it drew down in my later part of high school, I grew up in hospitals. I really wanted to make a difference. Sometimes people who do engineering, they make tremendous differences, but you don't get to see them on a day-to-day basis. You get them to see them after years of hard work. You see your output. Whereas doctors, I get to see it on a day-by-day basis. I'm making difference in people's lives. So that's why I chose medicine.
Dr. Arun, you did your MBBS in India. Did you have a good number of friends over here? And people used to have some fun, go on an outing, watch a movie together? Did you even watch Tamil movies at the time, sir?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Tamil movies. I think I studied a lot of Tamil movies while in Tamil Nadu. But I went to Manipal for my undergraduate.
Okay.
So I did a lot of English and Hindi movies.
Did you have a good number of friends during that time, sir?
Yeah, we had a huge amount of friends. It's a very diverse group from all over India. So you got to meet a lot of people, a lot of different personalities. So it was a very interesting time. I think you all get shocked when you first learn your roommate is completely different from you and is from a completely different area. So you always it's like almost diving into an ocean. You just get to go into a huge amount of experiences, you didn't know people, and you were just introduced to new things.
Were you always the studious kind of person, or you used to go for an adventure and have thrill at life?
I was always the semi-studious. I tried to balance it. So I'd always try to study and try to make time for having a lot of fun, get involved in doing extra things. I wasn't the most outdoor active person, but it took a toll, I think, pretty much even in my third or fourth year, where I was always going for a movie, I'd always fall asleep because I was the person who could do everything. I could study and have fun. And then I realized I was undergoing sleep deprivation as a result. So I had to scale back and, go within human limits. But as I said, it's always a learning experience, and I'm always up for doing new things and new experiences.
So, sir, when you finished off your UGs and everything, and when you received your degree and the graduation day, how happy was your father, and what was he saying to you on that day, sir?
My father was very proud of me. Although I have to expect, it's not as like in our family, I'm in a family of doctors. I'm doctor number 12. So my father was proud of me, but it's kind of expected. So I think my other friends were having, parties for having being the first doctor in their families. Whereas I'm, doctor number 12. I'm like, yay, but okay. Time to study for your postgraduate, time to study for specialization.
So when you said that you want to do your post-graduation in America, was your father saying that you have to go there, study there, but definitely you have to come back here and give your service to your people? What was he saying, sir?
Definitely, I think he wasn't always saying it, but a lot of my family was saying it. At the time, I still wanted to learn a lot, and I feel I was very restricted. So I went there because it's the only opportunity you can do so. You should go when you're young, and you can experience all those things, and you can learn. And that gave me a lot of experience. About 5 years ago, 2015, I would say, we were asking a lot of questions. What do you want to do with your life? I think you can always ask experience with a lot of Indians that US is great, UK is great, Gulf may be great, you'll earn a lot of money. But sometimes you're always working for someone else there. Not everyone. Some people are very entrepreneurial. But in India, you can usually grow something. You can grow something ground up. You can make changes from where your hometown is, from where your home people are. You can do something. You may get paid a lot less in the short term. But in the long term, you may be building something that you're very proud of. So that's one of the reasons I came back in 2015, because I felt like although I'd learned a lot, that my growth was a little bit stunted. And I was going to get the opportunity to do a lot more.
So you were into this administration, but when did you get exactly married, sir? And how supportive is your wife? And what is the quality you love very much about her?
So I got married in 2015. I think I was going through, as I said, this thought of whether I should come back to India or not. I married my wife, and we had a long discussion at what we want for a long-term. In the long term, what do we want in the future? What do we want our lives to be? And we decided that we'd come back to India. We both care for our parents. We take care of our parents here, and at that time we were like, US is great, and it was Hawaii, but we decided we shouldn't waste time, and we should move back and help our parents, and we can do a lot of good work here.
And how supportive is her, sir, in administrating this entire...
My wife is very supportive. There's long hours in the hospital line of work. It's not always easy, and we get a lot of tough phone calls we have to answer from a lot of sick family and friends. So she's been amazing. I think her best quality is patience with me, and very support that, we go through a lot of tough times, but we're there for a lot of people is the benefit.
Today, KMCH is transforming lives, saving a lot of people today in this part, not only in Coimbatore, not only in Tamil Nadu. Many people are coming from different parts of the world, and they're getting treated over here. At this moment, how big do you think that this role responsibility has been given to you, sir?
Well, the responsibility isn't only mine. Chairman is still pumping in tons of ideas. I'm trying to slip in there with a few of mine. But I think that there's always a better question, why we do things, As I said, I didn't come back to India in order to make money. I came back in order to make a difference. We came back to build something. So the question is, how do we build it better, and how do we build it bigger, and how do we develop something very great? And that's what we pour our energy into. How do we take this to the next level? And I think that's where the question we always ask every day. And that's what the question is, our long-term goal, that we can always do something better.
What does your heart say, sir? What do you want to achieve in this lifetime? What is your biggest dream and goal?
My biggest dream and goal right now is to continue to develop the hospital and to build a great institution. What does is to make a difference. I think that we can always do something, we can build something in a short term, but how do you build a long-standing institution? And I think what my father did done is not shown that, even we're Coimbatore, but I'm someone to say where Coimbatore punches well above its weight and gets to do a lot of things where we're leaders. I take that, some people call us a textile city in a Manchester city. It's this talk I give to little kids that Coimbatore is not just a textile city. We're an entrepreneur city. We're an engineering city. I have people who build parts for rocket engines. I have people who do robotics, electric cars, building the latest in video games. I have a huge amount of entrepreneurial spirit in Coimbatore. And we're a city of scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. And I think I want to build an institution here. If you see the great institutions in the world, let's say Harvard or Oxford, they're not in big cities. So you don't have to be in a big city to build a great institution and to create long-lasting change. And that's what I want to kind of hear in doing KMCH. I want to just build a better and better institution, break into the top ranks of their top 30 medical colleges in India, then break into international ranks, so we can grow further. As I said, I want to build a long-lasting institution in Coimbatore for generations to come.
In your life, who do you wish to thank, sir? Your token of gratitude, who do you think it should go for the things that they have given for you? It could be your family, it could be anybody. At this moment, who would you like to thank, sir?
I would like to thank my parents. It's been a very odd time when you get to reflect on life at times. I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit, and I had the experience of going back there recently. I had a great childhood looking back on it. Middle-class family, pedaling on my bicycle through the streets, visiting my cousins in almost fear. There's no police, no violence. Only thing you have to do is focus on your studies. It was a great childhood, and you wish you could give that to every child, everyone, that you can get to experience that. It always have the fanciest things. We invested heavily on education. So I think this is kind of what I want to do, and I usually want to thank them for that. Do I have things where I would say, oh my God, my father moved me all the way from US to Coimbatore? And do I have did I always go through some bad thoughts on that? Well, life is an experience. I think whatever you do, they did the very best they can. That's what I want to do for my kids. Part of me part of what they did was they helped build this that culture in me. That what I give back is my own education is what I value, not things, not also special thanks to all my aunt and uncles. Growing up in US too, and my family here, they sacrificed a lot, and they all, not just my parents, they also had that same entrepreneurial spirit that growing up there that they imbibed in me. I came from small towns here in India, and they really built themselves up for the next generation.
From July 1st, it will be Doctor's Day. And right now the pandemic, it's coming down, but several doctors have given up their life and the medical community has done fantastically well. What is your wishes for them and what is your message for the healthcare personnel?
My message, there's a quotation I think I was just looking at. Doctors are like, good people are like candles. They burn themselves in order to give light to others. It's kind of somewhat bad quote, but, really are, we've been tireless. 2020, 21 has been tireless. We burn ourselves and trying to do the best we can. It's been a tough year. But really what we do is we give light to others. I mean, there's dead days when, it's very hard days, when we have bad outcomes. But now and then, we produce a miracle. And for that miracle, it's all worth it. I think that one of the things is that we can be our own candle, and that candle can help a lot of people and bring them back to the light. I'm wishing all the doctors Happy Doctors Day from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and all around the world. The human spirit is boundless, and the doctor spirit, it lifts everyone else up.